And hello everybody and welcome back to Archangelus Gaming. Archangelus here, bringing you some more Space Engineers Never Surrender. I know I said I was going to bring some Valheim today, but I just don't have the time at the moment to be able to get in some Valheim before I have to go to work. So I thought I'd bring in a bit of Space Engineers, sorry, and you know, we'll get on with, if I can get the right component, that is. We'll get on with a bit more about the sorters. As you can see here, I have managed to build all of the cargo pods, as you can see through this grid. You know, they're all built up. I've managed to build up everything except for the motors in our conveyor system. Even the ones underneath here, they don't have the any motors in them. So basically what I thought I'd do is one by one get the sorters sorted out first, weld them up and program them the way we want. So like in this particular case, this particular sorter, we're going to have iron thrown in it. Yeah, so as usual, you've got your toggle block, showing terminal, so down here, showing inventory screen, so if there's anything stuck in the inventory you can see it. Inventory of the sorter, you can be able to see it. Show block in toolbar config. Oh yeah, you can turn these things on and off if you want to, and various other bits and pieces which we can get to at a later point. Show on HUD is literally what it says is drain all. That's something we are going to need in a minute. We're going to whitelist first, so all we're going to allow through, the only product that's actually going to go through here is going to be iron ingots. Because what we're going to do is we're eventually going to have a feedback system to feed into a series of assemblers, and then have a loop back to take whatever's left in the assemblers when it's finished back into the containers themselves and through the sorters. So now we've done that, we want to go drain all. So once we've wired everything else in, if you will, it will should grab all of the iron and only the iron ingots and dump them in there. This one here, again, same sort of similar basis. We'll make this one for gravel, because like I said to you before, we're going to need gravel for certain projects, and then at a certain point we can also add in a sorter and a connector to be able to dump any excess that we have, and we can turn that off and on at our leisure, and it won't pull from this as long as we have it on the right side of the feed. Sorry, the correct side of the feed even. Right, so yeah, I've added that. Yeah, drain all on. There we go. Right, this one here we'll have for the other basic resources. Okay, yeah, it doesn't really matter if we put that on now. So for here we want, where is it? Nickel ingots, silicon wafer, and we'll also throw in our cobalt. I mean, one could argue it's a rare metal, but we'll have that one in there. This one here, we will have this for our rare metals. Actually, did I name the other one? So whitelist that, drain all, and we want, let's have a look. So we can find them one by one. So we want, no, not gold ore, we want gold ingot, magnesium powder. Yeah, that's right, because we don't want the ore, we want the powder. Platinum ingot And finally, it'll be silver ingot. I think that's everything. Oh yeah, and the uranium. At least until we get to a point where we have the have some nuclear power plants, and then we can sort of work our way with that. But for now, we really want the uranium so that when we get into space and we're doing the actual never surrender part, you know, where we're having to defend ourselves, you know, we can create a series of railguns to be able to defend ourselves, or we could do it the way that this was originally intended and just use the missile launchers and the Gatling guns. But yeah, we got a way of keeping things alive longer now if we got the DLCs. So there are multiple ways of skinning the same cat. And then finally in here, we will dump all of our components. So we go whitelist, drain all. And for that, we can go ammo, components, hand tools. So I pretty much grab everything else and dump it in there. I mean, we could argue that the door is there. Rather than having the gravel there, we could have had the components. So yeah, okay, let's do that instead. So it's easier to grab components. So we'll turn this one into components. That was pretty dumb of me to put it the wrong way around, but there we go. Ammo, components, hand tools. We'll remove the gravel from there. Go across to this one here. Turn this one into gravel. Where are we? Gravel. Then remove each of those from there. Right, now I've done a silly, so I think what I'm going to have to do is take that out to weld this up. Come on. There we go. As you can see, I've also changed my tools. I'm using the next gen tool set. I was getting a bit bored with the other set, so on the main screen I went into the character changer and changed what I was using. Later on in the game, when you have like the medical center, you can just change on the fly, really. Okay, so that's that bit all sorted out. So now, here comes the fun part. Now we've got to weld all of this up and see if it all works. Okay, that took a little longer than the others. Make sure we get everything welded up properly. Oops. I've run out of motors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll say, we'll call that 60 motors. We'll just quickly have them thrown together. And hopefully, if this all works, there'll be nothing left in this assembler and everything will be in our warehouse. He says hopefully. So guys, whilst we're waiting on this, remember to subscribe. Remember to smash that like button, tap that notification bell, leave us a nice comment below. You know, we're currently hit 120 subscribers as of today. Thank you guys for your support. You know, if there's anything you want me to build in these campaigns, remember, leave me that nice comment below about what you'd like me to see me do, and I'll try and accommodate. Alright, we're at 50. Keep us on going. I don't know why this happens actually. Gets to 1, but it's still building to the quota that we required. There we go. Now it disappears. Alright. I know I'm low on fuel, so drop down on here. Sad part is you don't hear anything when things move, so we're going to just have to do like a visual inspection. So that should have moved. There we go, it's slowly moving everything out, finding where it needs to go and dumping it in. We'll do a visual inspection inside the warehouse once we've severed the link to this container. Well, the ice we'll just have on our persons. We can put the motor in. There it goes, disappeared. Alright. Restock ourselves, and then we can see about maybe putting some of that ice into... Oh, 4.53. What we might want to do is might just dump a small container here, and like build, then use that to like dump all the ice in, because this has only got like a finite hold in it. Actually, can we do that in here? No, won't allow us in the small. So yeah, that's now absolutely empty. So that's no longer usable at all. And you see it's all automatically open. I took the liberty of putting a sensor in here. I've also put in a ladder up onto the roof. Okay, so we got iron in there. Components in here as expected. Nickel, silicon, cobalt. We don't have any rare materials as of yet. And there's our gravel. So we could then argue we can name these. So we could call that gravel 1. And then do the same down the line. But yeah, there we have it. We now have a more organised storage system down there. All I need to do now is figure out how to do a decent feedback loop, actually, so we don't lose all of our gravel every time I want to extract out of here. But for now, right, so that's that sorted out. Shift P that. Oh yes, internal, not steel plate, isn't it? Now, the other issue that we now have is until we've created that feedback loop, we've only got a finite number of materials, so I'll just leave that as it is. Get up here. We'll slowly climb this back down.
full. Inventory full.
Right, so that's got us to this point. So let's see. Ores will come in, be processed, goes out, metals go in there. So now we need a way of extracting the raw metals back out again. So that would probably be a case of creating upward pipes going through the roof here and here, and then obviously meeting together around about here, and then that can feed around over and down into our assembler over here. And then from the back we can then have it come up, rejoin onto there, and extract all of the ingots out of there. Now what I'm thinking is maybe here, just before this T-junction, if we put a sorter in there and have it allow everything through, put like each of the mats, the ingots in individually, then that way when we get to the point where we don't want gravel, we can say, okay, master feed, you know, take out the gravel so it won't allow gravel through. And then what we can then do, I don't know, say out of here or something, or T-junction off of here, have it drop out any gravel that we don't want. But once that's only going to happen once we fill up 2 of these cargo containers, because we won't need more than 2 cargo containers worth of gravel. So I think that's the next plan. Is let's get this sorted out. So oh yeah, change your mouse time. So I've used the mouse with the scroll wheel that actually works. Yeah, I know payday has come, but unfortunately I've had other bills which needed my attention more than being able to get a new mouse. It's unfortunate but true. One of those truisms of life. Alright, there we go. And then put that in there. Then we'll dump a sorter. As far as I'm aware, this doesn't have a direction. I think it's the way that those markings go, so we will say, what, that way round? Okay. Let's get this built up first. I know there's some materials on the ground that we can use. Okay. Where's the door? Right, well, we've got a problem here. We need construction components, so let's grab some iron. Because we're going to have to do... Oh yeah, I grabbed some of that, didn't I? So that can dump in there for now. Alright. Grab all the iron we got remaining. So that's in there. That goes in there. I am such a fool. Why did I do it that way? Okay, so we'll disassemble all of that. Oops. Might as well make only what we need. Also, just wanted to point out that you've got to keep sorters, pipe works as separate as you can to avoid crossover, because it can happen that even if the two pipes look physically separated, if they're one tile apart, they can jump from one pipe to the other. So so in here we're going to have assembler out, and then go whitelist, and then we won't do drain all because that'll be something else that does it, but we'll allow all of those. Shouldn't have any ore in it. And then that will then... Actually, no, I'm being ridiculous. We don't need that, because draining out of there, that will go through there, into there. These are pulling. So, yeah, we don't need that. This is part of sorting this all out this way, is you've got to think about how you're going to you know, transfer your bits and pieces. So yeah, alright, so we need 4 motors for this one. I'm going to do this one by hand. It's only 4 motors. Huh? Oh, need some nickel. And yeah, this is the problem at the moment. As you can see, you need to do everything manually, but eventually it will sort itself out that we don't even have to worry about it. There we go, there's the 4. Boom. So that'll go in there. So we've got that feed sorted out. We are good that way. So what I'm thinking now is, rather than going through the roof and risking cross-contamination, oh, yeah, the problem with that is that, okay, right, we'll have a little bit of fun with this. What we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, sorry, more accurately, is, come on, we're going to, or I'm going to step over the where I'm at the moment, and then go like that. Wrong tool. Now where am I? Let's think. Oh, no, what I've done is wrong. Okay. Get rid of those two for now. Alright, let's go inside. Now, I think naming is probably going to have to be something we're going to have to do now. Okay, control panel. So, basic materials. And then what we're going to do is going to have that come out of there. Let's name this one while we're at it. So this one is our rare materials. And have that turn that way. And then we need a couple of straight conveyor pipes. T-piece, if I can find it. T-piece. That way round. There we go. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go through the wall. I mean, after all, what else are we going to have down here at the moment? As far as I'm aware, at this moment in time, the answer is nothing. So, without falling off the edge, like I've just done. Okay. Do we have a... There's that conveyor pipe junction. Or we could use the square one, which fills in the hole in the wall. We'll go with that one. And then what we can do then is use our... yeah, so if we then go like that, we come here.
Low.
Right, so that's the basic feed out. So it comes out of there, round here. And then instead of this one in the middle, now, 7, we'll have the... Actually, will it need it? Because it pulls only when it needs to pull. So I think we could get away with it. And then on top of that, do we really want it there? Yeah, we do. Because that's in the wrong place now. Alright. I'm starting to see a pattern to how this is working. Right, so let's go conveyor pipe. Somehow get that in there. Right, so that's now feeding from our two cargo containers into our assembler. We want to get access to one of these ends because when we're strolling across, you know, we want to make certain parts. We need somewhere to get access to. We don't want to fly up here just to get that. So that needs to come off. Hold on, let's get some fuel and some power before we run out. God, I gotta get I gotta get some silver soon. Create a medical room. Right, okay. So back to action. So if we go here, get rid of that part too, and go. Conveyor pipe. There we go. And that works out actually rather nicely. Can we sneak around here? Yeah, we can. Okay, so that's that bit sorted out again. And then that comes around here to here. Right, obviously we are going to need a ton of motors. So actually, thought process is kicking in. Have we got any motors? Yeah, we do. So why am I pulling more? Just grab everything that we need. That's everything we can carry at the moment. We'll grab whatever we made in here. Oh, we already have. And I mean, we'll probably need parts in the end. Alright, small steel tubes. That'll be the first part we need more of, but I know for it. As sure as eggs are eggs, we got more. Right, I could have climbed up the ladder. I'm an idiot sometimes. Right, construction components I'm pretty sure I don't have. Right, use up whatever I've got in my inventory there. Okay. Blimey, that must mean I've done everything in terms of steel pipe. We'll just double check that. Steel, steel, steel. There we go. While I'm in here. Why not? Oh, the one in the wall. The one in the wall. Why didn't I think about the one in the wall? Because we need some small steel and some motors for that. As well as some construction components in the end. So, where is it? So yeah, construction and motors. Which at the moment, as you can see, we have the square root of nothing of. So all of those are done. So yeah. Da, 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 da. Climbing up the ladder. You go V, C from your engineer climbing up the ladder. But for this, there we go. What? Idiot. Jumped too far. Haha. Alright, let's climb up again. That's always nice to see. There we go. So, I wonder if we could have walked on. I'll just try that in a minute. Right, this bit, however, I'm pretty sure we're going to have to use our jetpack. Right, we've done that one. I think we did the ones inside. Yeah, we've done all the ones inside. Ones? Oh, whatever. Grammar could come later. Right. So, as of now, we need a lot of motors, and we also need a load of construction components. Let's get the construction components done first. They're quicker. We can weld all of that up. In the meantime, we can also see if we can walk on rather than jump. Let's see. Required, available. Nice. We've got way more than we need. Or at least for what we're building, constructing at the moment. We'll see what happens eventually. And look at that. It's actually pulling our components out of here and into here. Which is actually, in a way, rather useful. Looks like we're going to need way more of them. Let's throw a couple of hundred through the loop. And we'll put those in there. Alright. And there's our access to the outside world done. And as you see, all we got now left to do is literally the outside world stuff. Oh, what have we got coming through? For each of these tubes, we need how many? 6 motors each. So, that should be enough. Alright. I'll give it some time, see if we can get everything welded up. And then once we got this done, what we'll do is the next big thing would be put some speed boosts on our assembler. So it will make things in record time. Oh, looks like we have finally run out of steel. Sorry, out of iron, I mean, to make our construction components. Hopefully we've got enough to be able to finish the job. If not, off camera I'll go nab some more. Oh look at that, we could just have walked on all along. I mean, as it stands anyway, I've still got to keep on mining for the gold. Probably what I'll do for the silver. Oh, there we go, look at that. Perfection. Oh, look at that. That is really coming along beautifully. Everything is looking like a proper industrial site now. We can always change the colour of these things. I mean, if we go all P, I don't know, maybe do yellow. It's a shame it doesn't add like the chevron, not chevron, the stripe lines onto the tubing. Let's see, what else could we do? Or we could go, yeah, we could do something like a bit of wood, maybe. Yeah, wood effect. I mean, we could be ridiculous, you know, all we want. We could go glamour. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, very funky. But nah, I think what we're going to do, we're going to stick with what we got. Be happy with it. But yeah, so big test is going to be yeah, let's go and grab some more. Oh yeah, I changed the back end of the Dragonfly. I don't know if you guys saw that. As you can see, somebody suggested, I think it was Brian who suggested using a pair of hinges. So shout out to you, mate, who gave me the idea to be able to get the connector in the right place. And as you see, I've put a little bit of light armor at the back just to protect it from dings from the side, things like that. Okay, let's fill her up. There we go. All full. At some point I'm going to add in some roadway down our new tunnel. Make sure all is well and good and dandy. So there we go. Driving back to where we need to be. We can open up our solar sail. I am going to add in the second set of solars on these at some point, just to make sure we've got enough power. Yeah, maybe with a couple of rotors, do something a bit fun. Key. Now that I did not mean to do.
Inventory full.
Don't know why I haven't filled that in yet. Because I'm no longer using that as a gravel pit. Alright. Let's repair any damage first. From my high-speed impact. That was dumb. Really dumb. Alright, so we need steel. Let's have the connector in here. Then what we can do, just shimmy down it, grab what we can out of there. Alright. So let's add in about 10 of those. 10 of those, because we're going to need to add in a camera. I was too busy showing off the new features of the Dragonfly. I made that colossal mistake that ended up with us driving, well, with me driving the Dragonfly straight into the wall. So, connector, switch lock, camera view. And in the meantime, and I'm going to use 8 for the, there we go, to lock in. Right, so there's no other issues with the Dragonfly by the sounds of it, thankfully. So yeah, what have we got in the production queue, if anything? Nothing, thankfully. So yeah, that should now be, we should have iron going into here, and we can go around here. Stone? What's stone doing in there? Might have to create a blacklist for stone. So actually no, I don't need that, but I do need one. I do actually need to create a blacklist. So yeah, make this the last one, then I'll upload the video for us all. No, that's small, we want this one because we want this one here, the sorter. All components successfully withdrawn. Alright, so where are we going to put this? Put this somewhere with easy to get access. Ish. So yeah. So we'll have it that way round, so we can get access to the control panel. So in here we call this blacklist, so we know what we're looking for. And then in here we can say if I can find it, scrap metal and stone cannot pass through here and into our storage yard, because frankly we just want it to be processed by our refineries. So it's a case of we're going to have to keep on tweaking this, double checking our refineries and things like that. That's right, our cargo containers, just to make sure we've got the correct materials in the correct places. So yeah, iron in there, components in there, basic materials, rare, gravel, because that's all we want. And then later on, maybe in another vid, what we'll do is we'll take a feed, say off of here, turn this into a T-junction, have a feed inside to our office. We'll have a small storage container here, have it come through the roof to be able to feed ice to our O2 generator, our O2H2 generator, so that we can automate that process, so we can simplify everything. And I think I'll do that off camera and show you guys. And in the next episode we're going to see about getting that respawn pod upgraded. Might need a few trips with the dragonfly. We'll get the respawn pod sorted out, maybe with some drills on the underneath, a high up connector for it to connect onto our base to put in the refining, the materials to refine, and we will be able to get that silver quickly and easily that way. Alright, thanks for joining me, guys. Remember, be happy, be nice to each other, and I'll catch you next time on Arcangulus Gaming.